Hello! Welcome to the General Lab Safety Training. This video should show all the general procedures you will need to know to keep a safe work environment. Contact me or Elizabeth if you have any questions. Personal protective equipment, or PPE. While working with any chemicals and glassware, you will need to wear a lab coat and goggles. Determine whether you need gloves by the chemicals you are using or just personal preference. As you will see in the next clip, you will follow this chemical inventory procedure. So first, you're going to take the chemical that you need, pour the amount that you need, take some extra as a precaution, and then finally subtract the amount that you have used from the inventory log. And as always, wear the correct PPE. Place a sticker on the chemical bottle. This is to know what we use and what we don't. Then place the bottle back and cart your chemicals to your room. Unlike in other classrooms, food and drink should never be consumed in a lab classroom, especially on lab days. Food and drink can be consumed outside the class or in the safety section designated by a yellow line. Have students throw away or store in their backpack the remainder of the food. All teachers will have an incident at some point. Here is the procedure to follow when one does happen. First, you must teach your students what to do if an incident occurs and what incidents could look like. Have students raise their hand. You will go over, clean it up using the correct procedure, file an incident report either by paper or by making a copy online and sending it by email. This allows me to see what our most common incidents are and how to stop them from occurring in the future. As you can see, a glassware incident occurs. The teacher is notified and cleans it up immediately following the correct procedure. And then after following that procedure, we'll file an incident report, which should be located at the front of your classroom. Moving on to lab behaviors. Behaviors during lab should be monitored very closely. Behaviors that should never be tolerated include roughhousing, not following lab procedure, taking off PPE, and there are more behaviors designated in the student lab safety contract that all students and parents or guardians should sign at the beginning of the school year. Behaviors like these should never be tolerated. Below is a potential procedure for disruptive, unsafe lab behavior. First, tell the student to go to the safe area in the classroom, preferably the safe area designated with a yellow line. Give them the lab safety contract along with the lab safety reflection to fill out. Go over their reflection in the moment, after school, or before school. This piece is vital, but you do not have to do it in the moment. If behavior continues, I would send them to the dean. Shown below is a chart of potential behaviors you will see in the lab. The first 4 behaviors are lower tier and should be diffused within the classroom through reflection, discussion, and consequence between the teacher and the student. If these 4 behaviors continue, then have them speak to the dean and potentially the chemical hygiene officer. The final 3 behaviors are too dangerous and the student should be sent to the dean with the lab behavior reflection. Safe lab space. This is a space designated by a yellow line that should be at the front of your room. Students can eat and drink there, can take off PPE in this space, should fill out the lab behavior response here, and most of the emergency equipment you will find is here. In this lab safety space, you will have a fire extinguisher, an eye wash, a fire blanket, and a first aid kit. The shower, the master gas, and lab safety posters. The student cleanup procedure. Students must clean up their station. Everyone's station must be done before PPE is put away. Put goggles in the UV light cabinet, fold lab coats, dispose of gloves, and then wash hands. Teacher cleanup procedure. Clean all glassware thoroughly and put away. Bring chemicals back to the chemical room. Adjust the amounts accordingly if you didn't do that before. And if a lab takes longer than 1 day, keep chemicals and glassware in the prep room. Remember, always wear PPE when handling chemicals. Thank you for watching the General Lab Safety Training. If you have any questions, contact me or Elizabeth, and you can check out the slideshow for links and information.